On a serious note, have you ever met a person with the first name of Ricky? I can't think of a single person in my life. What about you? Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Ricky Sandicky. I'm going to say that name wrong every single time. Sometimes I'm going to say Sandicky. I'm going to say San Ricky. I'm going to say San Mickey. I'm going to say it wrong every single time. So get with the program. And I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings. Anyway, what is this movie about? Pretty simple premise. You have three friends that made up this person throughout their whole life to get out of baby showers, weddings, to go to events, etc., etc., etc. However, the people in their life are kind of getting like, wait a minute, is this person really real? Because we've never seen him before. But they go to Atlantic City once and see John Cena, just a struggling actor, alcoholic, and they realize he might be the one to help get them through family issues, as well as shenanigans ensues at the law firm, or is it a broker? Anyway, broker, Wall Street, whatever. So, did I like this film? This is a Peter Farrelly film. Now, I want to say the last movie he did was Champions. And that was a really good movie with Woody Harrelson about Down syndrome kids playing basketball. This one, he decides going more the R-rated territory. Now, I want to say this is kind of like There's Something About Mary Light when it comes to the humor. But I think this is a good movie with Zac Efron and John Cena. So talk about the positives. I do think the overall premise and story is unique enough to be like, oh, that's actually interesting that I haven't seen something like that before. When it comes to making up a friend, yes, you could have imaginary friends, but this is something where they, throughout their whole life, we're going to make sure this person stays with us forever, even though they're not a real person. I think that's pretty fun. I think some of the shenanigans that ensues with John Cena, Zac Efron, and the other two friends aren't too far-fetched enough to be like, okay, that shit ain't real, but it's enough to be like, okay, that's pretty funny, and that works on a grounded, headstrong level. There are interesting side plots or subplots, if you want to put it that way, that some work, but then some are just kind of thrown there and just washed away. And what I mean by that, one of the friends is gay, and there's a backstory about Keith bisexuality in a book. It's there, but then it kind of stops until the very end. And something like that, you're just like, I understand what you're trying to go with there, and try to have each character have something specific with Ricky. And it works on some levels, but it feels like you need to focus more on one. Then you have the one about the Jewish bar mitzvah, not a bar mitzvah, the circumcision, and that storyline is more of circumcising a child. Sure, that one kind of is to the point, blunt, and doesn't go anywhere. Then you have a Zac Efron one, where he's kind of the main one about he's the first one to make up Ricky, and there's a backstory about having an abusive father. However, that backstory of an abusive father just wasn't prominent enough to make me feel something. It really came to life at a scene in a closet with John Cena and Zac Efron, as well as right afterwards a bar scene with the gay friend and Zac Efron. And that's where it comes to life, like, oh shit, now you understand why all this line is coming out and why someone needs to lie. And it does have a good message. I don't know, good message is not the right way, but a interesting dilemma where you think about people being serial liars, and are they doing it just for fun? Are they doing it to fuck with people? Or is there something in the past they're trying to drown out? And this is kind of the Zac Efron one. And like I said, it is somewhat interesting, but it never goes anywhere. Then also you have a weird storyline with Zac Efron, his girlfriend, and kids. And it's another storyline where they're trying to connect to, like, should you have kids, should you not have kids? And like I said, it's one of those ones where it's in the story and it's an interesting-esque subplot, and it just makes you think here and there. But it's very surface level subplot stories that just don't go far. But when you come to a movie like this, you're looking for the gags, you're looking for the interesting laughs. That is it going to bring something new to the table? Does it bring something new to the table? Not really. And it was a little slow to get on its feet, sure. But I would say after the 30-45 minute mark, it really did speed up. And I kind of liked the movie when it ended. I won't lie. The first act, I was going into it going, I don't know if I'm liking this movie, but it does grow on you. And I think the overall message is good. I think the overall scenarios are fun. And it's just enough to make you giggle enough to be positive. So Ricky Sandicky, Sandusky, whatever you want to call it, will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 60%. So see the critics news scores gave this one. And it's Ricky Stanicky, and it's a 47% with the critics, 78 of them. Audience score 74% with over 1,000 critic consensus. Ricky Stanicky gets some big laughs thanks to John Cena's Up for Anything performance, but they aren't enough to support the movie's thin plot and excessive runtime. Yeah, it is almost a 2-hour movie, so it can feel, lengthy at some times, but that didn't really bother me, except the more of just way too many thin plots and subplots. So anyway, we have that 47, 76, and 74, and my 60. Chase Leak here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One of the things, Futontopia. You Blue Futoners think watch a great day. You can watch this tape tomorrow. We found month or a year from now. You can one of you. And my next Amazon movie is Roadhouse. And either people think it's stupid fun or it's the worst movie of the year. We are going to find that shit out together.